Kathy. I'm a medical doctor living in Johannesburg, South Africa. I run my own small medical practice with a focus on hair transplantation and aesthetic medicine. But I guess my passion is helping each patient feel better about themselves. I strongly believe in educating the public on medical issues. Nobody will take better care of your own health than you. If something's really worrying you, get it investigated. If something's bothering you, do something about it.
My name's Arnav Kapoor. I also go by Arnie.
Arnie has been my neighbor for a long time.
In January 2017, I noticed that my hair just started to fall out. Every single time I walk past a mirror, I'm looking, I'm being like, okay, look at my hairline now. This is thinning, that's thinning. What am I going to do now?
Male pattern hair loss is genetic and it's a chronic treatment. Today we're taking a cheek swab from Arnie. We just have to move the swab around. So out of the cells, they'll extract Arnie's DNA and they'll check the part of his DNA or the genes in the DNA that are responsible for hair loss.
We've finally received your test results back.
In January of 2017, I just noticed that my hair was just shedding. Basically, I'd take a shower and if I just ran my hand through my hair, it'd just be covered in hair. I went to the doctor actually, and it was telogen effluvium, I think that it was called. And so after the first shedding, the doctor that I went to, he gave me minoxidil, and I've been using minoxidil now for a couple years. So that's a daily application. Just a couple months ago, I'd say in 2018 in October, I think I started shedding again. Every single time I walk past a mirror, I'm looking, I'm being like, okay, look at my hairline now. This is thinning, that's thinning. What am I going to do now? All of my family is bald or is very close to bald. So I've always been just quite cognizant of that fact. I've really been wanting to go to Dr. Kathy because she told me about a new genetic test that she has. So I think if the tool is open to you, it's much needed.
So now from your WhatsApps and our chats and passing in the road, I've realized that you are stressing about your hair.
I'm concerned about it, yeah. My dad is also pretty much bald, and everyone in our family seems to have male pattern baldness.
How old are you now?
So I'm 19 right now.
Okay. So I think, and I see this a lot with my young patients, if they've got a parent who's quite bald, they often panic about it even before they start losing hair. So yeah, one of the biggest learning curves is the psychological impact it has on people. And also to the extent that people actually become obsessed and paranoid about their hair. When a male is finished using testosterone in their body, which is the male hormone, it breaks down into a waste product known as DHT. And DHT is weed out, but it also goes into your oil and sweat glands in your hair. If you haven't got any balding genetics, DHT has no effect on your hair and you get no hair loss. If you inherited balding genetics, then you have receptors for the DHT on your hair in certain areas. Often it's the triangles or the crown, and DHT starts to bind to these receptors and destroy your hair over time. Someone with no balding genes whatsoever can have any levels of DHT and not lose hair. Somebody with balding genetics are highly susceptible to DHT. The thing is, we're actually going to do a genetic test. It's very new, and we're going to get the answer. Do you have this or not? And then if you do, yes, we'll start dealing with your options. And if you don't, you can calm down and stress less about it. DNA needs cells. So the easiest cell to get is from the cheek. So as you see in the CSI movies, today we're taking a cheek swab from Arnie. We just have to move the swab around quite a bit just to make sure that it's covered in cells so that you can send it off to the lab and they've got enough cells to test. So out of the cells, they'll extract Arnie's DNA and they'll check the part of his DNA or the genes in the DNA that are responsible for hair loss and to see his genetic lottery. So I thought maybe as a medical student, and I'm not sure when you do your genetics block, but maybe you'd like to see the lab. They have invited us to go see how genetics tests are done.
Yeah, that sounds really cool, actually.
Yeah, and we can get your results there because I'd also like to see the setup. This hair test is quite new. And I have a lot of young patients.
It's going to be really interesting. So actually, I'm looking forward to it quite a bit.
Cool. So I'll make us an appointment at the lab and go see what they do there.
Oh, that's really cool.
If Arnie's hair loss really progresses to a stage where he's unhappy and he reaches the age of 25, preferably 28, then I am happy to offer him a hair transplant, as he does have beautiful donor hair. Arnie had a ball at the lab, and finally his results are in. Arnie's genetics show that he has, in fact, inherited his father's balding tendency, so he is taking the right steps to try keep as much hair on his head for as long as possible.
Morning, I'm Iberg. I'm the head pharmacist at Fagron. We've finally received your test results back, which is quite exciting. So just to show you quickly, we've got all the information you need on how your genes work is in your parcel there. The little parcel of paper I've got here just tells me what I need to make your medicine and to get your hair back to the way it was when you were much, much younger. Okay.
The amazing thing about this test is that it shows me what medications he'll respond to and what won't be that active.
So you've got the topical treatment, which you're physically going to put on the hair, and then you've got the oral treatment. So the first part is your foam. Right, so your foam, you're going to apply at night, massage it nicely into the hair and scalp, and then you leave it on. And the next morning, you can wash it out. All right. Your oral treatment is just 1 capsule per day. Doesn't matter if it's before or after meals, just stick to 1 capsule per day. Okay. So with these results, we can see that anti-inflammatories, blood circulation medicine or vasodilation medicine, collagen synthesis, and even biotin metabolism will actually aid you in getting your hair back to a healthy state.
Well, that's it's a bit surprising now, but I guess it's better to know now than later.
Absolutely.
But I think this is the reason why this test is important. That's why I wanted to come over here, and that's why I wanted to see this and do this.
Arnie, with you being a medical student, how would you like to see how I mix and make one of these things?
That'd be really interesting, actually. I'd love to go inside the lab.
Let's go and do it.
See.
Arnie had the great privilege, as I did a few years ago, of going through Fagron and seeing these personalized individual medicines that they actually compound on a doctor's prescription. I'm absolutely passionate about tailor-made and personalized medicine. So it's so useful as a doctor if there's something specific your patient needs, that it can be compounded in a specific sterile facility and you can give them something specifically for their genetics or their condition. I've got a whole lot of photos of him in this fully sterile suit that looks like someone going to space. I just love the way that medicine is moving forward.